Welcome to Emotions and Eating with Nicola Beer. Nicola controlled her feelings using food for 25 years, so she knows how draining it is to be constantly thinking about or acting out with food. Thankfully, having made an amazing breakthrough in her recovery, her mission became about helping others escape the unsatisfying cycle of frustration and self-medication with food. Nicola is determined to help you find your inner strength so you can be healthy, gain confidence, feel great, and be at peace with yourself and food.
Hi and welcome. So happy you're here. I'm going to be talking today about how to express emotions and handle others' emotions. Because for some people this is really easy and for others it's really difficult. We are built to feel and express emotions from the moment we're born. The human race wouldn't survive without loving parents or caregivers feeding the baby, showing emotions, showing love and looking out for the baby. A baby would not survive without crying out for food, to change their nappy, for help if they have trapped wind. So it's built in us to feel emotions and express them. However, somewhere along the journey of life, some of us at an early age are taught not to show emotions, to be strong. Or sometimes children will go through things and they will discover, it's not good to display emotions. It gets you into trouble. Better to hide your feelings. And this is often done in an attempt to people please. Whenever I work with people that have a long-standing pattern of saying things that people want to hear, being the peacemaker, putting their feelings last to fit in with others' expectations and needs, they often develop this pattern, which I'll talk a little bit more about as we go through this episode today. So it's really important to understand how to change any beliefs or patterns that are not working for you in your romantic relationship or any others' relationships. Others feel shy to show emotions. Others have adopted a belief, I can't handle others' emotions, I'm not good at reacting. So that's why I've decided to do an episode on this. Because over the last 3 months, several people who have booked my intensive breakthrough session have come to me saying, Nicola, I'm not good at sharing my feelings, or I'm not good at reacting in emotional situations that happen to my friends or my family members, and they say, I just kind of freeze, or they get really angry. And this is actually because there are 4 main responses, human natural responses to emotionally triggering events. Okay? And often we only hear about fight or flight. So, of course, fighting back, flighting, legging it, doing a runner. So those are ones that we probably have all heard of. But there's also 2 other main reactions, and that's freeze, and then the other one is repressed or displaced rage. So freeze is where people just freeze. They kind of go numb. They kind of stare blankly at the person. Their mind goes blank. They don't know what to say. They don't feel anything. They don't move sometimes. They're just like, oh. And it's like the panic creates a freezing, like they've just been frozen. And then there is the rage. This is where people get really angry, and they can get really angry at themselves. They can get really angry at the person, but they often repress it. So it goes into the body rather than out. And it can cause like a physical intenseness. It can make the person go red in the face. It can make them feel a knot in their stomach, a knot in their shoulders or neck or something like that. So let's imagine for a moment that you are 5, 6, 7 years old and something emotionally triggering happens and you freeze or you get really angry angry inside and you keep it in, or you fight back, or you run away. All 4 normal human reactions. And then let's say you get a loving, positive reaction back. Someone cuddles you, says, look, it's okay, come here. They reassure you that your reaction is fine. And they comfort you. And you may feel good, and you feel okay. You probably don't think about that event ever again. Or you may feel good. I'm allowed to express my emotions. My emotions are accepted. I'm accepted. And then you'll either repeat that response or you'll create a positive reaction to emotions. Now let's say that your response gets a very negative response back and that you're told off. Don't you dare be angry. Don't cry. Don't walk away when I'm talking to you. Don't just stand there. Do something, say something. And of course this can happen at a much older age than 5, 6 or 7. Or let's say that you just feel this intense rage and it's so painful for you to handle that emotion that you say to yourself, I'm never going to put myself in this situation. Whenever I see this, I'm just going to run away. This is awful. Or I'm going to avoid it. Let's say that you get shunned or embarrassed in front of other people because you're told off. You should not react like that. You're bad. Then it's likely that you will develop a belief early on in life. It's unsafe to express my emotions. It's bad to express my emotions. I'm bad with emotions. I'm not good with emotions. I hate seeing emotions in others. So then you will learn, okay, in order to survive or to be happy or to get through life, better do one of those 4 responses and as much as possible avoid emotions altogether. So that can be a very common experience of how we learn the patterns of not being able to express emotions and not being able to handle other people's emotions. And sometimes when I work with people to clear this in my breakthrough sessions, they are fearful of emotions because they had a very over-emotional parent. And they saw their parent crying, getting very angry, very abusive, very sad, like really in extreme emotions of, let's say, anxiety or depression or sadness or anger. And they're like, I never want to be like that. I'm not going to be like that. That is weak. Or that will make you crazy. Or that brings you sadness, or I don't want to ever experience that, so therefore I'm going to be completely different with my emotions. And sometimes people grow up in a family where if they say I love you and they cuddle, and some parents, they're not comfortable with saying I love you. They're not comfortable hugging. It's just not how they've learnt to show emotions. So as a child you may think, oh, I'm not getting this back. That means it's wrong. I'm wrong again. So I'm just here painting the picture to say and to show compassion for people that have learned not to express emotions or have not been taught how to handle others' emotions. It's often in all the cases that I've worked with that they do really, really love their romantic partner. They do really want them to be happy. They do really care about them. And the challenging thing for couples is why can this person that cannot show love, care, compassion to their romantic partner, and yet they can to other people? They can to a colleague in the office. They can to someone else, their children maybe. And this is often because it's so intense, a romantic relationship. People feel really responsible. People can also feel really trapped, just like they did as a child. As a child, you know, whatever, even if we had the most amazing parents, the most amazing loving childhood, we are, in a sense, a little bit trapped. We have to rely on them. We have to do what they say. We have to listen to them. We have no choice. And this is how sometimes it can feel in a committed relationship. I'm a little bit trapped. You're in your subconscious mind. You may not be thinking about that consciously. So this is why it can cause different reactions than we would normally display in other relationships. So I hope this is all making sense. I just really wanted to give you that compassionate view of why people can't express emotions and why they can with others. And it's not about them not loving you more or enough, or putting their family first, or putting other people first. It can often be because of this. Now, I don't believe that when I help people to change these patterns, we need to spend weeks, months, years of therapy going over their childhood. That is often a waste of time, and it can often reinforce to them, yes, I have this problem. Yes, this happened to me. Yes, this is the way I am. Is that really going to help anyone change? I don't think so. So, instead, we just need to understand what was the pattern that you adopted, what were the beliefs about yourself and handling emotions, what are your beliefs now about emotions, how is the past affecting you now, and then once we have that, we can just work on getting rid of it. Changing those beliefs, releasing those emotions on the past quickly so that you can then move on and create new choices for yourself. Often when people come to me, they know how they would like to respond. They would love to be able to say, oh, come here, and have the right words to say. Sometimes they even can think of after, oh yeah, I could have said that, or I should have said that. But in that moment, they're either blocked. They're blocked because they tell themselves, I'm emotionally blocked. They're blocked because of fear. I'm scared of saying the wrong thing. I'm scared of showing emotion. Or they're angry. So we need to just release those emotions and then create new, empowering choices, if that makes sense. We just need to understand, are your beliefs and patterns helping you and supporting you to be the best version of yourself, or are they getting in the way of your happiness, you experiencing a deep emotional connection with your partner? Now, before we go any further, I would like to just say that it is really healthy to express emotions, because countless studies have shown that when you repress emotions, it can lead to higher levels of stress, anxiety, depression, as well as a range of illnesses, unfortunately, are associated to causing physical symptoms. So if you're experiencing physical symptoms and they're not going away, it may be a really good idea to look at, okay, am I repressing any emotions at the moment? And it's also really important to remember that emotions are a form of communication, even without words. For example, if I'm annoyed about something, my facial expression and gestures will communicate how I'm feeling to others. We hold resentment in our whole body. You can tell if someone's resenting you or annoyed at you. If I'm excited, my actions, my voice, my smile will show you, yay, I'm excited, I can't wait for something to happen. If I'm pleased to see you in the morning, I will smile and hug you. So emotions are really important because they express to the other person, you're loved, you're accepted, I'm so happy we're together, I'm so happy to see you. So it's good to express emotions. Releasing emotions for some people can be so easy. I have many friends that can just cry at emotional videos and movies, who can talk openly about their feelings and know exactly what to say when someone else is going through a tough time. Then there are other people that I know that find it really hard to share emotions. They struggle. Their mind goes blank, like we talked about. And they think, okay, I don't know what to say. Laura came to me specifically looking for help because she said that she did not have very good emotional responses. She booked a breakthrough session with me because she felt guilt and inadequate when things came up over the last